Good afternoon, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello, my name is Hannah, and today I got a pregnancy update for you guys. That's right, we got a pregnancy update for you guys because I haven't done one in a long time, and I got a little over a month, like 31 days until my due date. So I figured I'd get one out now because I know I will forget later, especially because we are doing a whole bunch of baby prepping and getting a lot of stuff ready and prepared for baby. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. All right, so my last pregnancy update was, I believe was up until, it was like 13 to 27 weeks or 26 weeks, something like that. And not much had gone on. I was just really positive, super excited. Like I said, this pregnancy has been so easy compared to my pregnancy with Alicia, and I am so grateful, so freaking grateful for that. I felt like I have been able to enjoy this pregnancy so very much, and even though we've been under quarantine and just a lot of stuff has gone on this last year, I feel like I've never had so much time with family and enjoying just the loved ones around me and getting time to actually enjoy and not have to stress about essentially anything during this pregnancy. Everybody is typically during pregnancy, people cater to us pregnant women, not hand and foot, but you know, they try to make life easier for us. During this pandemic, the men in my life really want to step up extra hard for me and just like make sure I don't really have to do anything. And I have been so grateful. I am so appreciative. I enjoy being a lazy person. So I have just been super excited and happy with everything this pregnancy has just thrown my way. So aside from not being able to see my extended family and friends, this pregnancy has just been amazing. So let's go ahead and get started from just what I've been feeling after my last update. So if you see me looking down, it's because I have my notes right here on my laptop and I am filming on my phone right here in front of you guys. So if you see that, that is why. So around 27 weeks, I got a boost of energy. And I'm not sure if this was like an early nesting type thing or if this was just, like I said, a boost of energy. I had so many ideas and thoughts, but I was actually motivated to get up and do things. And one of my main priorities to get done was my dad's house. He went on vacation to Florida for like 3 weeks, almost 4 weeks. And while he was gone, my husband and I and my brother and his girlfriend and my younger sister, Rachel, we all went over to my dad's house while he was gone and just kind of redid his place. We painted the whole house, inside of the house, and we just kind of got rid of a lot of trash and everything that was not necessary to be in the house. As I mentioned in a previous video, for over 10 years, my family has lived in that house. It's where I graduated from from high school from, and it's had a lot of life lived in it, and so it needed to be done tremendously. So we just redid everything, and I was pretty much spending most of my energy doing that. So we were there almost every day, cleaning, detailing things, fixing holes in walls, painting the walls, just kind of doing as much as we could in the little bit of time that we had. So Anthony would work in the morning, and then after he got off, then we would go there in the afternoon, stay there for a couple of hours and get some stuff done. And that is where I'll say most of my energy or my boost of energy went towards. I think it was just because I was super motivated to get this done for my dad, because my dad has always just been super amazing to us. So I was very happy to get that boost of energy because As I said in my last pregnancy update, it was easy for me to take a nap whenever and however I could. I would be sitting on the couch and I would just knock out, and because of this boost of energy, I was able to overcome that. So I am very grateful. I don't feel like my days are being wasted. I don't feel like sluggish or anything like that. Also around this time, I started noticing that my shoes were fitting way more snug than they had. And I have pretty small feet. They're typically pretty skinny and small. I can wear a size 5 through 7 depending on the shoe. But most of the time I'm on like the smaller side, like a 6.5. However, with this pregnancy, I have noticed that my feet have grown. I'm more like a 7.5 now, which is beyond me. I don't know how I got there, but you know, I'll take it. As well as that, I have noticed that my hands had gotten, I wouldn't say swollen, but they look swollen. I think my hands also grew, if that makes sense. I'm not quite sure exactly how to explain it, but my rings started irritating my skin, and they have never done that. For the many years that I've worn them, they have never irritated my skin at all. And they just felt really itchy, and it felt like they were just tight. So when I would take them off, I can tell that my finger was like being suffocated by these poor rings, and I felt so bad. So around 28 weeks, I had to take my rings off, and I have been solo ringless since then. And you can't even really tell, but like my ring marks are gone. But they were being suffocated by my rings, so I needed to take those off. And I knew that if I was only going to get bigger, that they would be a bigger issue. So I have tried to recently put them back on, but they won't even go past my knuckle right now. And that's so devastating because I love my rings. I always have my rings on, and it's just like I feel not myself without my rings. My rings are everything. I mean, my wedding ring, and then I have my opal ring that Anthony got me. I'm hoping that they are just swollen and that they will go back down to size. I don't really care too much about my feet, but my rings, I mean, if they don't go back down to size, then it's fine. I can, you know, always go get my rings resized, but it's easier to buy new shoes than it is to get your rings resized. So we'll just have to see when these go back down. I know after I delivered Alicia, that was when I got my puffiest because I had all those fluids and all of that from the hospital in my body. And with Alicia, my feet never swelled. They never had any issues like that. I was able to wear my rings the entire pregnancy, never had any issue. And so after I had her and I was swollen, that was the only time that I needed to take my rings off, but that went away super quickly within like a week or so, like a week, maybe 2 weeks. I can't really remember, but I remember I did have to take them off after I delivered her. So we'll have to see when I could put my rings back on. Also, another new thing that I am experiencing this pregnancy that I didn't experience with Alicia is sciatic pain. Before I was pregnant with Alicia, I was working in retail, and I had developed severe sciatica issues. And when I was pregnant, I feared that would get worse. However, with the way I carried Alicia, I did not develop any issues with sciatic pain or anything. In fact, it actually made my sciatic pain tolerable and easier to deal with. I'm not quite sure as to why that is. I think it had something to do with the hormones, with the relaxin hormones. I think that's what happened, but I did not experience sciatic pain with her at all. This little man has put so much sciatic pressure, so much pressure on my sciatic nerve. It is ridiculous. Anytime that I have to get up out of my chair, out of bed, off of anywhere, honestly, it takes me a minute to adjust myself. If I can't adjust myself, I will literally fall to the ground because my legs just cannot support the weight that I have. And it is so ridiculous. And I feel so dramatic every time it happens, but it's just like I'll be walking, then all of a sudden I'm like on the floor because my freaking leg just gives out on me, and it's a pain in the tush. It's sciatica. Along with sciatic nerve issues that I'm having, I have noticed from around 27, 28 weeks that my front of my hoo-ha, my kitty cat, if you will, it feels like somebody kicked me and it's just bruised over there. It doesn't feel like pressure down there. It just feels like somebody literally just kicked me as hard as they could, and it hurts. And it's like, I don't know, it's like I feel it anytime I get up, and that's followed up with sciatic pain. So I don't know if those things are linked or what, but it is so annoying and it's painful, so painful. I don't know if anybody else has experienced that. My doctor said it was normal, like round ligament pains, but not, obviously it's not round ligament pain, it's just ligament pain. Around the same time, I also did start needing to put more lotion on my stomach. I'm not one to lather up with lotion anyways. I don't have a skincare routine. I just kind of, just go on about my day, and I don't really need much moisture for my skin. That's just the way I've always been. And so now that I am growing, I am so itchy, mainly on this top area, which is where I don't have as many stretch marks. So I don't have many stretch marks up here from Alicia's pregnancy. All of them are mainly down here. And it's just, I don't want to get any more stretch marks up here. Eventually, after I'm done having children, I do plan on getting a tummy tuck because I have a lot of loose extra skin that just has never gone away. And so I do plan on removing as many stretch marks as I can in that procedure. And I just can't imagine having stretch marks all the way up here when that's supposed to be my cutest part right there. You wear your bikini, you could even wear high-waisted whatevers, but right here is like the cute part, Before I go to bed, I have to make sure I lather up because I will itch all night when I'm sleeping, and I clearly don't want stretch marks. So before I go to bed, because it makes me way less itchy, I don't feel the need to scratch in my sleep when I lather up. It just makes everything a lot easier. So around 28 weeks, I did have to get my gestational diabetes test, the glucose test, done. And thankfully, I do not have gestational diabetes again, or I didn't have it with Alicia. I'm once again cleared from gestational diabetes. But as I was with Alicia's pregnancy, I'm just a tad bit anemic. Yeah, anemic. So they do have me on a low dose iron supplement to, make sure when I do go into labor and delivery that I'm not bleeding all over the place, and they can get it to stop naturally or not have any issues with it at all, which is fine by me. I figured I was gonna have iron issues because I'm just typically one that I don't bruise super easily, but I do bruise easier than the normal person. But yeah, so I think it's just me naturally. So around 28 weeks, I noticed that the hairs on my body were getting darker. After I had Alicia, my hair grew in thicker. However, my peach fuzz and stuff like that all remained the same. It wasn't noticeable. This time around, the peach fuzz on my arms, on my belly have gotten so dark that it literally looks like I may have dyed them on accident. Like I dyed my hair and then all my peach fuzzes got caught up in it, It's the weirdest thing. I've never had dark body hair. I've always actually had very, very fair body hair. Even my eyebrows, these are drawn on, but even my eyebrows aren't as dark as I would wish them to be. And the rest of my body hair just is super light. So that was a new thing. And when I talked to my sister Elizabeth about it, she said that that was something that she experienced with both of her pregnancies, was the hairs on her stomach getting super dark, and it's like all over my body. I've never really noticed my leg hairs when they grow out. Like I could shave once a month and I don't really tell, like you can't see them, but now you can actually see them. So I have to shave more than once a month now, so that's fun. Also around week 28 is when I started noticing, like truly noticing, that I was having Braxton Hicks. Sometimes I would laugh too hard and then all of a sudden my stomach would just go rock hard, no pain, just a little bit of pressure. Most of the time I would feel like I had the urge to go pee really, really bad. But as soon as it was over, it was like fine. I really didn't need to, but I would go anyways. That really got me excited because with Alicia, I never had any Braxton Hicks aside from like the last week that I was pregnant with her. Experiencing them earlier this time around really got me so excited because I really truly believe that my body can do it this time. I have a feeling that I'm going to go into labor naturally, kind of, and I'll explain that in a little bit. But like for a while I was like, oh my gosh, my body's doing it all by itself this time, and I am so freaking excited, and I can't wait to see how I go into labor. I wouldn't mind being induced again. The process that I had with Alicia was amazing, fantastic. It was everything that I dreamt it would be, aside from me going into labor via induction. I wanted to do it naturally. Obviously, that didn't happen. So hopefully that can happen this time. Around 29, 30 weeks, I started noticing that my hands would be numb. Mainly my right hand, it would go numb if I was just sleeping the wrong way or if I had it laying down the wrong way. I wasn't quite sure exactly what it was, and then throughout the day I'd be like doing my makeup or like washing dishes or something, and my hand would go numb, and then I would start feeling pain in my knuckles. Then I knew it was carpal tunnel. At first it started off as like a minor annoyance, but now it has gotten so severe that like I have to take Tylenol before I go to bed, because it just, no matter how I lay down, where my arm is stretched, how it's placed, it just hurts. Moving my elbow like this is already giving me pain in my knuckles, from my elbow all the way to my knuckles. And it's just, it's so frustrating because I'm like, I have to wake up like every 15-30 minutes in the night and just like shake my hand, get it back to life. It feels like my hand goes dead, aside from like, you know, like when your leg goes dead or falls asleep, it hurts to move it and you're just like, you have to freeze there. It's like that, aside from it doesn't hurt to move. It actually feels better to just like wave it around and like get the circulation going through it. But it's just like, it's not allowing me to get my sleep at night, and it kind of makes me want to stay up all night anyways, because no matter how I sleep, I wake up in such excruciating pain in my arm, and there's not much you can do for it during pregnancy aside from like wraps and stuff. And yeah, so that's just, Tylenol seems to help ease the pain. I don't have to wake up as many times in the middle of the night. I can get longer stretches of sleep, which is nice, but I don't like having to take medicine during pregnancy. It's just, that's just one of my spots where I'm just like, I'd prefer not to. I'd rather deal with the pain than to take medicine, and that's just the way it is. Now this one's gonna be a little bit TMI as well. Around 31 weeks, I noticed that I had a hemorrhoid, so that's cool. I did bring it up to my doctor. There's not much they can really do about it. It's not painful, it doesn't hurt, it's just weird. A weird extra bit down there, if you will. But if it gets any painful or starts bleeding or whatever, the doctor said something about sitz baths, all that stuff. Luckily, thank you, Lord, I haven't had the need to do any of that, so I'm just letting my body do what it does naturally. With Alicia, I didn't get one during pregnancy, but I got one after I pushed her out. And it was like a very, very small one, not anything noticeable. Painful, that one was painful. It wasn't super painful to where I needed medicine or anything. It just went away on its own eventually. And yeah, so I figured during my next pregnancy, it would either come back during the pregnancy or at least come back after I pushed or had the baby. So it is what it is. And also, after I noticed the hemorrhoid had showed up, I did start experiencing a lot of pressure down there. It felt like he was already really low. Not super low, but enough to make me super uncomfortable. It was hard for me to get out of my bed. I had so much pressure when I was walking that like I just needed to sit down. With Alicia, I did experience a lot of pain and pressure, but that pain and pressure was different than what I'm feeling now. The pressure that I'm feeling, it doesn't feel like he's like in my hoo-ha yet. With Alicia, it felt like she was legitimately in my hoo-ha, about to bust out anytime, which is ridiculous because I never even dilated with her. So I don't know how that works, but that's just how my body's doing it, I guess. So along with all of that pressure and everything, clearly my belly has grown a lot. I have gained, I know I started my pregnancy off at like 150. I am now 214. So I'm having another 60-pound pregnancy issue, which is fine. It is what it is. Like I said, I haven't gotten any new stretch marks, but what I have experienced new this pregnancy, it is so hard for me to tie my own shoes or to even put my own shoes on. I have to wear sandals. Sandals are not comfortable for my feet. My feet hurt so much, but I cannot put on my shoes. They're tight on me because my feet have grown from like 28 weeks or whatever, 27 weeks. And on top of that, like my belly just is in the way. I have to like finesse, like I haven't asked Anthony to help me put on my shoes yet, but it's getting to the point that like if I need to put on shoes, he's gonna have to help me now. Like that's just, I've been getting away with wearing sandals for the past month and it's worked for me. It's nice, it's okay, it's what it is. Like I said, they're not comfortable. They don't support my feet at all. So I have been getting a lot of swelling in my feet now, but like I haven't had any swelling in my feet up until now, and I am 35 weeks. So I'm very grateful that I haven't had any feet swelling up until now. But geez, getting my shoes on is a whole hassle. I get out of breath super quickly when I'm trying to vlog, and I think this is what irritates me most. I'm like trying to vlog and I'm like videotaping Alicia or Anthony, and in the background you can hear my heavy breathing just going and I'm like, I'm trying to be silent in the background. You're not supposed to hear me. So that's just, it's all fun. I'm not complaining. I literally have enjoyed this pregnancy way more than I did my last pregnancy, because these issues do not even compare to the ones that I had with Alicia. I am so grateful. I'm so blessed. It's a struggle, and that's okay to admit that it's a struggle. So yes, I am just super grateful that this pregnancy has just been a breeze. I just want to document everything that I'm experiencing now, so that way somebody else going through it knows that it's normal, or you know, they're not alone. It happens. So now we are at 35 weeks in my pregnancy, and I had my last doctor's appointment was on Tuesday. Today is Thursday. Today is Thursday. There we discovered that baby is not head down yet. He's actually laying sideways, and so now we are in mode to get baby boy down. and just pressing on my cervix so that way my body can have the opportunity to go into labor naturally. And that's why I was saying was really hopeful that my body was going to be doing it all on its own. But unless baby boy's head is down and pressing on my cervix, that's not going to happen. I can't even dilate until that happens. So I am doing all that I can to get him turned over in the right position. I have been reading a lot on spinningbabies.com. I have been putting ice packs along where they said his head was at, which was over here, so that way he can move over here. I have been doing the forward inversions where, you know, you like put your knees on the side of the couch and then you like bend over, kind of like downward doggy. But yeah, so I've been pretty much doing like downward doggy positions, just trying to get him turned over and into the right position. I've also been like propping my hips up, trying to do the same thing, get him into position. Walking, sitting on the yoga ball, just trying to get him going and moving. And whenever he's active, I just instantly, I stop and I like try and make sure that like he is moving into the right position. So hopefully by my next appointment, he'll be into the right position, but we can only hope. Hopefully by my next appointment, he'll be flipped over. They did say that I had until 38 weeks to get him flipped before it's like an issue, I guess. And I'm really hoping he flips on his own. I remember Alicia I think she was head down, but she was like more on the side. Like she was not putting any pressure onto my cervix, which is why I never ended up dilating with her. But because she was head down, we were able to go forward with the induction and just kind of like put her down there. And as soon as the induction process started, my body went into labor, all of that. So I'm hoping that he at least gets in some type of position, that way I don't have to get a C-section, which I don't believe I will need to. I believe he will get into position, or at least a better position than he is now. But other than that, that's pretty much where we're at, and we are so excited. We still have so much more to get done, to prepare for him. So I'm so excited. We can't wait to bring him in. And my sister Elizabeth just gave birth to her baby boy last Friday, and he'll be a week tomorrow. And I haven't gotten to meet him yet. I wanted to make sure that like we're all clean and quarantined before we even, you know, decided to go over and see the new baby. But all the pictures are so cute. I'm so excited and happy for my sister and Eric, and their little family is complete. I'm sure she will make a YouTube video on that at some point, but I'm in pure bliss. Honestly, it's been such a long time since I've been to this point where I feel like I needed to prep for baby. And Alicia, she'll be 5 in March, so it's been 4 years, a little over 4 years since I've been in the same spot. So I'm so overjoyed, thrilled. And I can't express that enough. I really cannot. Every time I just think about us having a little boy and adding another to our family, it just fills my heart up so much, and I'm so excited. I already know I'm gonna cry when I deliver, because Alicia's always been my baby. She's only been my baby, and so it's gonna be such a weird thing to have 2 babies, but she'll always be my princess, and now I have my prince. And I do have my nails done blue with like white ombre. My pinky nail already fell off with this one. Just nail salons are just not popping right now. They're not good. It is what it is. I mean, I'm a little upset that I spent money on these, but it is what it is. We can only do what we have with. I don't know. I'm not making any sense. So here is a quick bum shot for you guys. Whew. Large and in charge, I'm telling you guys. I'm like, let's see if we can get this. But yeah. I know, I'm so close. Let me move this chair. With Alicia, I grew more wide. With this one, I'm definitely more belly. I can still fit all my normal jeans up to my hips. I just cannot buckle them, which makes sense because I got this big old boy in the way. But yeah, this is what we're looking like. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoy this video, don't forget to give us a big thumbs up. And if you haven't already, and I don't know why you wouldn't have, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below, and we will see you in our next video. Bye.